Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Out on the lake, in the kayak, trolling a fishing lure. This video, however, I'm going to be doing a little bit more than fishing. One thing that I do not do enough of in the outdoors is camping. It's actually September, and this is going to be my first time this year spending a night in the woods. I am blessed to live in a part of the country where lakes literally outnumber people. Most of the time, I leave the comfort of my home in the morning, spend a day in the outdoors, take it all in, but in the evening, I go home, I have a hot shower, crawl into my own bed, and the majority of the time, that's how I experience outdoors. It is a totally different experience spending the night in the woods, camping. I could go to a campground, but parks and campgrounds, in my opinion, are just tourist traps. They're full of people. I have so many lakes to choose from. I have this one all to myself today. I don't think I'm going to see another person until I leave. And I'm backcountry camping. It is a little more difficult. I have to find a suitable place to camp, make the camp, make a fire pit, but I'm hoping to do all that today and have shore lunch, enjoy the sunset, sunrise. But for now, just cruising with a bait behind me, and we'll see what we find. Just gonna let it play out. Here's a potential campsite. Nice bedrock island. Some nice pine trees that are sturdy enough to hang a hammock. If I could find a good place to land the kayak and walk up, I'm thinking it's sold. We may have a winner. I'm gonna try landing the kayak here. Like a glove. Nice. Nice easy spot to access. That's a plus. Let's check it out. I checked out the island and it looks pretty good. Found a place to hang a hammock. There's an old fire pit from years ago. Somebody was here before, which is a good sign. And nice easy access for the kayak. Just gotta get the camp set up now. All right, I made it to my island. As you can see, even in this time-lapse video, the wind was fairly strong. It was making it a little difficult to set up the hammock. Truth be told, I was a little stressed out. I did check the forecast before coming out to the lake, so I knew some thunderstorms were on their way. I was just trying to get set up before the storm front hits. Whew! All set up. I got the hammock for sleeping, and it looks like I set up just in time. There is a thunderstorm rolling towards me right now. I felt a couple raindrops, I heard some thunder, Yeah, it was a little stressful setting that up, but I'm gonna wait this out, maybe have a cold beer and relax. Just started to rain. A little windier than I'd like, but it sounds so nice listening to that rain on the tarp. I should stay dry. Let's just see how long this lasts. It's only midday, so there's still a good chance I'll have a evening fish, maybe even a shore lunch. But right now, it's all good. The rain has stopped. The wind has really died down. I'm gonna head out there and see if I can catch a fish for shore lunch. I'm liking the camping, but I do love fishing. That's what I'm here for. What a beautiful landing. Nice little notch in the rocks here. Easy to get in and out. Just like that. Woo! Fish on. Ooh. Feels decent. Pike. Mr. Pike. Although pike would taste delicious, not what I'm after. I want to get some walleye. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be a really hot day today. Didn't feel too hot until the sun came out. Fish on. Walleye. Got a walleye. Woo! Little on the small side. So back you go, little buddy. You're a lucky day. Fish on. That was a weird hit. Oh. Wow. This little guy choked on it. And there's some blood coming out. I think I gotta keep him. Fish on. Got that little tap. Gotta love it. Another little walleye. But 2 little walleyes equals 1 big walleye, right? I'm gonna keep this little guy. I'm starting to get hungry. It's 6:07. I got 2, maybe 2.5 hours left. And head back to camp. Do a shore lunch. Then, if there's time in the evening, I'll come back out and try to catch a couple more fish. It's time for some beer batter walleye. To save weight for this trip, I pre-mixed the batter. It's just a recipe I got online. If you're curious, there's 1 cup all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon garlic powder, tablespoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons of seasoned salt, and I'm going to mix in the beer and an egg out here. 1 egg, 1 can of beer, less 2 sips. For this, I'm just using a conventional beer. I'm not going to use my good craft beer on this. Probably wouldn't make the flavor any different, so. Okay, let's mix it in there. I didn't bring a whisk, so my tongs are going to have to do. It should turn into a nice, thick, almost like a syrup. And that's going to coat the fish. The fish is drying pretty good on this rack, but using some paper towel to dry it off, because that'll help the batter stick. If the fish is wet, it won't stick so well. It smells good. I'm trying to rush a little bit. I want to get out one more time before the sun sets. It did seem like the fishing was just picking up as I came into camp. Time for the dry fish to go into the batter. I cut the fish up into smaller pieces. Just more batter, makes it go further. Just as a precaution, I'm dumping some lake water around the stove just to make sure it doesn't spread. The fire risk is low right now, but the way this wind is kicking up and turning off, kicking up, you just got to play it safe. I've seen fires spread when it was minus 35 and 3 feet of snow on the ground just because the wind was blowing it under the snow, so can't be too careful. Normally I cook up some potatoes, fish and chips when I have shore lunch, but I figured beer batter is a little on the heavier side, so I brought some chopped veg instead. Carrot, celery, and bell pepper. I actually like them. I like my veg. It's in a little bit of a hurry, so I threw the pieces in there quick. Some of them are stuck together. Not all, but some. There. Put the cooked pieces on the cooling rack. All right, let's try this. I can feel the heat. It definitely holds its heat a lot more than other batters. That being thicker, it's almost like a tempura batter. Let's give this a go. Woo! That's hot. It's hot but good. Yeah, just that thick batter holds all the flavor. I'm gonna crush the rest of the fish. Looks like I might have about 45 minutes of daylight before sun sets. Maybe I can catch another fish or two. Heaven on earth. What a sight. Fish on. Little walleye. Yep, just a little guy. Don't even need the net. Just flip them. I mean, little fish, but look at that view. If it wasn't for the gnats taking chunks out of me, perfect. Yes. Yes. Little walleye action. Little walleye action. Oh yeah. Yeah, boy. It's a nicer one. Well, nice is relative here. Fish on. Ooh. Strong fighting fish. Just like that. That's a limit. I struggled all afternoon to catch a couple fish for shore lunch. Come here the last half hour a day and bang, bang, bang. Limit a walleye. Fish on. Just about to pull up. Small, but so much fun. Fish on. Like seriously. Can you imagine a prettier setting for catching fish? I think one more fish, then I'll head back. Sun's down. It's gonna start getting dark soon. Gotta go get a fire going if the wind behaves. There it is. One last fish. Just because. All the same size. Last fish going back. Nice. Let's go back. Control my way out of here, but gonna get out of this bay and head back to the island. All right, I lied. I said the last fish was the last one. Apparently not. What a pretty fish. Look how white the tips of the fins are. Just a beautiful specimen. Okay, that's it for good. This lake has pretty clear water, so it's expected to have later bites. Walleye are a low light fish, probably hanging out deep all day, then come into the shallows to feed as the sun goes down. I knew the action would be better, but I really wanted to get some of those daytime fish just to have that catch and cook. Now I can go back, have a fire, enjoy a cold beer, and relax. There's that wind again. Dies right off, then it picks up, then it dies off. It's been doing that all day. Gone. Not completely. I'm in the hammock. Doused the fire. Honestly, I would have stayed up a little bit later, but somehow the mosquitoes found me. I know it's pretty warm for September, but you can still get the odd heat wave. The overnight low temperature is supposed to be 25 Celsius. Hopefully it cools down enough for me to actually sleep. I'm actually lying on top of my sleeping bag. There's no way I would be able to survive in it. Anyway, that wraps up a fun day. See you in the morning. Good night. Middle of the night update. I am having a hard time trying to sleep. I am drenched in sweat. It's just so warm. Can't cool down. The odd gust of wind is almost a relief, but not enough. It's going to feel nice getting back home to my air conditioning, I'll tell you that. Well, it's 2:30 in the morning. Obviously, I'm still awake. I just couldn't sleep. The main reason was it was too hot. I was just lying there sweating. Had nothing to do with the hammock. That's totally comfortable. But other than that, I just don't feel tired. So I made a fire. Got up, just stretched my legs. Maybe in a little bit I'll start to feel fatigued. But, you know, I'm on free time. I could do whatever I want. If I'm not tired, don't sleep. Good morning. Sun's about to rise. There's a woodpecker working at one of these pine trees here, looking for bugs. It's a lot more comfortable now than it was last night, I tell you. Finally cooled off enough for me to get a few hours sleep. There's the sun. It's just peeking up over the horizon. I'm gonna relax this morning, but I'm also not gonna stick around all day. The forecast says that around noon, the thunderstorms are gonna start and it's gonna last all afternoon. So I got out, had my fun. Now it's time to leave the real world and head back to civilization. As you can see, camp is all packed up. The kayak is loaded, ready to set sail. When I find an old campsite like this that clearly hasn't been used in years, you can't help but think, who was the last person to be here? How long ago was it? Like 5 years, 10, 20? Are they still alive? Those are the kind of things that you start to ponder when you come out to the wilderness and see other signs of humans. But all in all, what a great sight. I'll probably come back here one day. Nice trees for the hanging, for the kayak, and nice boat access. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It is already starting to get warm. I am packed up, but I want to do a little bit of fishing. Obviously, you saw what happened yesterday. Daytime fishing was tough, and then I caught a whole bunch of them right at the sunset. But what I'm going to do is just explore the lake. I'm going to head down to that corner, drag my Rapala. If nothing happens, nothing happens. It's been good. All right, let's do this. Fish on. What do we got? Pike. Yep. That's to be expected. But it's a fish. Pretty little pike. It is already hot out. The sun's been up for about an hour. Not surprised that there's thunderstorms coming. All this heat and humidity is kicking up something. But it's nice right now, and I'll get out of here before that shows up. Loon. Fish on. Trolling along. This is where I marked some fish yesterday. As soon as I paused it, bam. It's also where I got piked. I got bitten off. Whew. Catch and release. Yeah, boy. Nice. Well, the kayak's all loaded up. Heading out of here. This is right in the middle of a vacation week for me. I booked the week off work. 2 days ago, I was fishing in Lake Superior with a YouTube friend, Joel, North Canada Fishing. Caught salmon, lake trout, and 2 days from now, me and my cousin are driving to Manitoba to catch some big catfish in the Red River. But this trip is over, 2 out of 3 done. People who love summer, I don't get you. I mean, I'm capable of enjoying some parts of summer, but it is my least favorite season. I'll be honest. And I'll say the same thing in the middle of January when it's minus 40. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this camping trip. Short but sweet. Tight lines. We'll catch you next time.